Hey guys, in today's video I'm going to be going through my backup basket. Now I don't know if everybody has one of these, but when I see a product that I love on sale, or I know that I'm nearly running out of something, I'll pick it up and throw it into this basket. It's actually starting to get quite full. I think I might need to upgrade to a bigger basket soon. If you have a backup basket or a backup drawer, then give this video a thumbs up and let's get straight into it and I'll show you everything I got backed up. First up, I have one of the L'Oreal Infallible Anti-Redness Primers. This primer would have to be one of the best anti-redness primers I have ever used. You instantly see your redness dull down. It is so good. It also has a slight sheen to it, so it leaves your skin looking really nice and glowy. It is a fantastic primer. The only problem is it's a little expensive here in Australia, so I definitely only pick this up when it's on sale. By the way, I'm just going to quickly run through these, so if you have any questions about the products, leave them down below and I'll get back to you. Next is the NYX Dark Circle Corrector, and I have this in the shade Fair. Now, I never really used correctors for under my eyes. I thought, I don't really need it, my under eye bags aren't that bad. And then one day I tried it out and I've never looked back. So I use this before I apply my under eye concealer, and I feel as though it just does most of the hard work. So it really evens out the skin tone, and then my concealer can be used more for brightening and making my under eyes look flawless rather than applying heaps of it and trying to cover up the unevenness in my skin tone. As I said, my dark circles and my under eye bags aren't that bad, but this definitely makes a difference, and it makes my under eye concealer just look so much better. I really love this one by NYX as well because it comes in different shades. So for someone like me who has super fair skin, this one is a really light peach color, so it works so well. Next, I have a backup of the Australis Matchmaker Shade Adjusting Drops in white, and these are a fair girl's dream. You know, you need these in your makeup collection. There are quite a lot of foundations out there these days that do come in super fair shades, but sometimes you just need a little bit of adjustment, and that's where these drops come in handy. I really love these ones by Australis because they are affordable, they don't change the consistency or the texture of the foundation, all they do is lighten it. They're really great and I definitely recommend them. Next, I have some concealers. Oh my god, I didn't actually realize how many were in here. First up, I've got two of the Maybelline Fit Me concealers in the shade Fair 15. Now, I don't really use this as much as I used to. It was one of the only concealers that kind of matched my skin tone. It definitely isn't light enough for brightening under my eyes, but I used to use it a lot to conceal my blemishes. I would buy so many of these when they were on sale because they were always the first shade to be out of stock. So if I went into a price line and they were still in stock while on sale, I'd bloody buy them all. The next concealer is also by Maybelline. This is the Master Conceal in the shade 10 Fair. Again, this one isn't really light enough to really brighten under my eyes, but it is a good medium to full coverage concealer, and it has a very yellow undertone. Next is the Essence Camouflage Concealer in the shade 05 Ivory, and I have become obsessed with this. This would have to be the lightest concealer shade I've found at Priceline. It's definitely lighter than the two Maybelline ones that I showed you. It claims to be a full coverage concealer, but I would say more medium to full. It's very buildable though, so you can apply 2 layers and it's not gonna look cakey. It'll just give you a nice flawless finish under the eyes. I really love this concealer and I'm pretty sure it's only like $5. Next is the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Fair Neutral. Now I'm pretty sure I picked this one up because they had free shipping, so I was like, perfect time to pick up another. I'm sure you've heard me rave about this concealer a million times before. It's got great coverage and a great shade range for very fair skinned people. Next, I have two of the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define concealers. I've got the shade C1 and C0.5. Now C1 is neutral, but it's not very light, whereas C0.5 is very pink and it's very light. So these concealers are only like $7 to $9, I can't really remember, but they have a really good full coverage and they last super long. As you would know, everyone said they're a dupe for Tarte Shape Tape. I don't think they're as full coverage and the color range definitely isn't as good. I would really prefer the shade C1, like the same kind of undertone, but lighter. that would be the perfect shade for me. But I can't have everything, so calm down. If you're after a full coverage concealer on a budget, then I definitely recommend those ones. And then lastly for concealers, I have the ColourPop No Filter Concealer in the shade Fair 04. Now, as most of you watching would know, I didn't really like this concealer at first because the shade range wasn't very good and they oxidized like crazy. But now that they've come out with new shades that are super, super light, this is the third lightest one and it brightens under my eyes like no tomorrow. Where was I going with that? So yeah, now that they've released lighter shades, I absolutely love it. I always enjoyed the formula. It's a really nice medium coverage, very lightweight under the eyes. And now that I've got my shade, I recently did a ColourPop order and I was like, you know what? I'll just grab another concealer and put it in my basket. It does only come with like 4 mils or something really tiny, so I do use it up quite quickly, but it is an amazing concealer and especially for that bargain price. Oh my god, how many times do you think I just said concealer then? I'm gonna say about 20, and then I'm gonna go back and watch it and I'll tell you how many times I actually said it. Moving on, I have a few face powders. I've got 2 different ones here and they are both by Rimmel. So the first one is the Stay Matte Pressed Powder in the shade 001 Transparent. And this used to be my ride or die. So same with the whole Maybelline Fit Me concealer thing. If it was on sale, I would literally buy them all. It is a light powder, but it's definitely not the fairest powder that I've used, which is why I've kind of stopped using it as much as I used to. But I do really like it because it has a nice neutral tone. It's not too pink, it's not too yellow. It lightly sets the makeup without feeling heavy and cakey, and it's affordable, so even better. But I do like to keep this powder in my collection for days when my foundation is looking a little bit too light. I can go ahead with this powder and kind of darken it. And the other powder is the Insta Fix and Matte Translucent Powder, and this one is a pure white powder. So the difference with this one is that it doesn't really have coverage like the Stay Matte powder does. It is the most lightweight powder I have ever used and does a great job at setting your makeup. The only thing that might turn some people off is it does have a little bit of a floral scent. Like, it does smell nice and it's not super strong, but for those who don't like fragrance in their product, I'd go for something else. Next is the NYX Eyebrow Cake in the shade Blonde, and I absolutely love this powder. Let me show you. This is the situation of my current one. So this one comes with a lighter powder and a darker powder, which I really enjoy because I use the lighter powder through the front of my brows and then the darker powder on the outer edges where there isn't as much hair and I really need to draw on some brows. The shades of these powders are quite cool toned and I really prefer that in a brow product over an auburn or a more red toned eyebrow product. This one retails for only $10. It's an absolute bargain and it comes in a variety of shades as well. So if you're after a new eyebrow product, that was really hard to say, then I suggest you look at this one. Next, I've got some mascaras, 2 of them drugstore and 1 high-end. First up is the Maybelline Colossal Volume Express. Then we have the L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic Mascara. And lastly, the Too Faced Better Than Sex. Now with mascaras, I prefer them to have a nice big fluffy wand. I feel like it does a really good job at separating and volumizing my lashes. So that is something that these mascaras all have in common. As you would probably know, the Too Faced Better Than Sex and L'Oreal Paradise Ecstatic are meant to be dupes for each other. They are quite similar kind of packaging, similar kind of wand, and I think that they do perform quite similar. I don't know, you know what I'm trying to say. Oh my god, I can't get that out. Look, I can't even think of what that word is. Is that even a word? But anyway, they do perform quite the same. The only difference that I've found is the L'Oreal one dries out a little bit faster than the Too Faced. But overall, they're both great mascaras. Well, all 3 of them are, and that's why I've got more. Alright, we're nearly at the end of the basket, guys. Next are some lip products. First up, I have 2 nude lip liners. This one is the Essence Lip Liner in the shade In the Nude, and then I have the Maybelline Color Sensational in the shade 105 Nude Whisper. Now the Essence one is a pencil, so it requires sharpening. I do really like the shade of this, but with pencils, sometimes they're just a bit dry and they kind of tug on your lips a bit. So I do like this one, but I found a better one, and that is the Maybelline. Let me get the one that's already open. This one has a wind-up mechanism. You don't sharpen it, and this is so much creamier and applies to your lips just so nice. It's such a good formula, and this shade is literally the perfect nude for my skin tone. It matches MAC Blankety to a T. So yeah, I've had the Essence one in this basket for quite a while. I've actually still got an open one in my drawer, but I would definitely prefer the Maybelline Color Sensational Lip Liner. And then I've got the Australis Girl Boss Demi Matte Lip Cream in the shade Empower, and oh my god, I use this all the time. It is such a beautiful, beautiful nude, and the formula is just, oh my god, it's so comfortable on the lips. It does dry down semi-matte, so when you eat, it is going to come off, but it reapplies just like a dream. It doesn't get thick and like cakey. It just feels, it feels so good. I absolutely love this formula, and this shade is the best. And then next I have a lip gloss by Colourpop. This is in the shade Fairy Floss. Again, I just love the shade and I love the formula. It's a beautiful nudie pink. It's not too opaque. So how I like to wear this is get my Maybelline lip liner, outline my lips, fill them in a little bit, and then go over the top with the Colourpop lip gloss, and it is just such a great everyday natural lip look. This lip gloss isn't sticky or uncomfortable. It is just amazing, and I'm pretty sure it's only $6, so. And then lastly, I have 2 more products. The first one is the Rimmel Insta Fix and Go Setting Spray. This sets your makeup in place all freaking day, and it smells like cucumbers. I love that the drugstore has come out with this setting spray. It's a clear liquid, so it's not going to leave little white speckles all over your face. You can spray heaps of it on and it still feels really comfortable. And as I said, it sets your makeup in place all day, which is what I'm after. I don't have to pay some ridiculous price for my setting sprays anymore. And then lastly, I have a brush cleaner, and this one is by Mecca Max, and it's called the Power Tool Brush Refresher Mist. So this is really good for spot cleaning your brushes, and it's definitely one of the best ones that I've tried. Let me just give you an example. Okay, so what you do is get a cotton pad, get a dirty brush. I like to hold the brush up against the pad and then give it a spray. And then all you do is rub it onto the pad, and all the excess eyeshadow is going to come off. Don't mind how awkwardly I'm holding this, but I just want you to be able to see it. So that there is the eyeshadow that come off this brush, and it dries pretty much instantly. I'll give that probably, what, another 10 seconds, and it's good to dip into a new eyeshadow and start using again. This one retails for $20 and you get 150 mils. It's definitely worth it. I use it all the time and it does a really good job at spot cleaning my brushes. Alright, well that is everything in my makeup backup basket. I hope you enjoyed watching today. If you love any of these products, then let me know down below, and let me know if you have a backup basket, because surely I can't be the only one. Today's subscriber shout out goes to Linda Johnson. She is so supportive and always leaves me the nicest comments. I am so glad to have her a part of my YouTube family, so thank you so much for the support, Linda. If you want to be my next subscriber shout out, then make sure you subscribe to my channel, and this week I want you to leave me a comment letting me know you've got the notification bell on. Also, I didn't film this makeup because I was playing around with cut creases. I'm really trying to work on them, and I'm gonna nail them. I'm determined to. But I will leave a link down below to an Instagram post where it'll have all the details. Alright, that's all from me. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!